Hello students, how are you? I hope you are doing your homework in your notebook. In previous video of chapter 1, we discussed about the three forms of matter. The three forms of matter are solid, liquid and gas. We also discussed about the interconversion of temperature of both scales, degree Celsius and Kelvin scale. Now today's topic is change of state of matter. As we know, matter exists in three forms: solid, liquid, and gas. For example, water exists in all three forms: ice as solid, water in glass as liquid, and steam in the gas form. So, when water boils, steam produced, that is the gaseous form of water. Now, the physical states of matter can be changed by two ways. Yes, matter can be changed into different states. How? It can be changed by two ways. Number one, by changing the temperature. Number two, by changing the pressure. So, physical state of matter can be changed by two ways: by changing the temperature and by changing the pressure. These two factors cause the change in three forms of matter. How? The spaces between the particles of matter, the kinetic energy which causes the movement of particles, and the intermolecular force. All these can be changed by changing the temperature and pressure. For example, water at normal pressure and at 0 degrees Celsius or below remain as solid in the form of ice, while at room temperature water is found in liquid form, and when we boil it at the temperature of 100 degrees Celsius, it turns into gaseous form. So, by changing the temperature or by changing the pressure, we can convert the form of a particular matter. So, first we will discuss the effect of change of temperature. How temperature cause the change of form. The state of matter can be changed by heating or cooling, that is by changing the temperature. Either we will heat the substance or we will cool the substance. As you can see, the relationship diagram of three forms of matter: solid, liquid and gas. You can see here, when we supply heat to solid, it changes the form to liquid and the process is called melting. When we supply heat to liquid, it changes the form to gas and the process is called boiling. When we take out heat from gas form or we cool the gas, it converted into liquid form. Similarly, when we take out heat from liquid or we cool it, it changes into solid. So it is clear from the relationship diagram that these three forms of matter can be interconverted by changing the heat. For example, water is taken here. Water in the form of ice as solid. When we supply heat to ice, it melts and changes into liquid form, which is water. When we heat water, it boils and changes into gaseous form, which is steam. Now, when we take out the heat from steam or cool it, it changes into water again. The process is called condensation. And when water is cooled down, it changes into solid form, ice. So this is how water is changed into all three states. After this, we will discuss few terms related to these. Number one, melting, which is also known as fusion. It is the process in which a solid substance changes into liquid on heating, and the temperature at which the substance changes into liquid is called melting point of that particular substance. For example, the melting point of ice is 0 degrees Celsius and the wax is 63 degrees Celsius. When a solid is heated sufficiently, it changes its physical state to liquid. At the melting point, the particles of a solid have sufficient kinetic energy to overcome the strong forces of attraction which is holding them in fixed position, and it breaks to form small groups of particles, and the solid melts to form a liquid. This is how a solid changes its state to liquid. The next term is boiling, vaporization. Vaporization or boiling is a process in which a liquid substance changes into gas on heating, and the temperature at which this change occurs is called boiling point of that particular substance. Boiling point of a liquid is a measure of the force of attraction between its particles. At the boiling point of the particles of a liquid have sufficient kinetic energy to overcome the forces of attraction holding them together and separate into individual particles. This is how a liquid boils to form a gas. The next term is condensation. It is a process in which a gas changes to a liquid by cooling. When a gas is cooled by lowering its temperature, then its particles lose so much kinetic energy that they slow down and move closer together until they start being attracted to each other and they form liquid. Condensation is the reverse of boiling. For example, steam changes into water on cooling. We get steam on boiling the water, while the steam changes into water on cooling. The next term is freezing. Freezing is the process of changing of a liquid into solid by cooling. Freezing means solidification. It is the reverse of melting. For example, when water is cooled down, it gets converted into solid and form ice. This is happen because its particles lose energy, due to which they move slowly, and if the liquid is cooled enough, each particle stops moving and vibrates at a fixed position. At this stage, the liquid freezes and becomes a solid. The next term is sublimation. The changing of solid directly into vapors on heating and vapors into solid on cooling is called sublimation. In this case, solid directly changes into gas on heating. For example, there are some substances which undergo sublime. Examples are iodine, camphor, naphthalene, ammonium chloride. In many households, small naphthalene balls are kept with clothes to protect them from the attack of insects. It is noticed that these naphthalene balls disappear with time without leaving any solid waste. Why? This is because naphthalene balls undergo sublimation. They keep on forming naphthalene vapors slowly, which disappear into the air. This shows that when the solids are heated, their particles move so quickly that they separate completely into gas. And when the vapors of these sublime substances is cooled, these particles slow down so quickly that they become fixed and form solid. So in sublimation, number one, the changing of solid directly into vapor is happened, and the changing of vapors or gas directly into solid. Now the next term is latent heat. Latent means hidden. It is the amount of heat energy supplied to the substance to change its state. It does not raise the temperature of the substance during this process. It is of two types: latent heat of fusion and latent heat of vaporization. So what is latent heat of fusion? It is the amount of heat supplied to change 1 kilogram of solid into liquid at constant temperature, which is its melting point. Now the second term is latent heat of vaporization. What is it? It is the amount of heat supplied to change 1 kilogram liquid into gas at constant temperature. That is its boiling point. Now we have a diagram, which is the diagram for interconversion of three states of matter. We can show the interconversion between these three states of matter, solid, liquid and gas, with the help of this triangle. You can see here the three forms, solid, liquid, gas, are the ends of triangle, while there is interconversion, which is shown by the arrows. Solid, when directly converted into gas, and gas directly converted into solid, the process we just discussed is sublimation. When solid changes into liquid, it is melting. When liquid changes to solid, it is freezing. And when liquid changes to gas, it is boiling. And when gas changes to liquid, it is condensation. So we have discussed all these terms, and this is the interconversion of the three states of matter. So this is the diagram which represents the interconversion of three states of matter. We have another topic left, evaporation. When a liquid is left exposed to air, its volume decreases gradually. Why? This is because of evaporation. In this process, some of the liquid at the surface turns into vapors or gas and mixes with the air. So, evaporation is the process of a liquid to change into vapor even below its boiling point. Evaporation of a liquid takes place at room temperature also. Although it is faster at higher temperature, the evaporation of a liquid depends mainly on the following factors: temperature, surface area, humidity and wind speed. Number one, temperature. The rate of evaporation increases on increasing the temperature of liquid. When the temperature of a liquid is increased by heating it, more particles of the liquid gets enough kinetic energy to go into the gaseous state. This increases the rate of evaporation. So temperature is directly proportional to the rate of evaporation. Second, surface area. The rate of evaporation increases on increasing the surface area of the liquid. Wet clothes are spread for drying. You have seen this many times in your households. The spread wet clothes have large surface area. This makes the evaporation of water faster. Due to this, clothes dry up more quickly. Third is humidity of air. The amount of water vapors present in the air is called humidity. When the amount of water vapors present in the air is small, the air appears to be dry. But when the water vapors are large, the air appears to be damp and high humid. So humidity of air tells about the degree of dampness of air or the presence of water vapors in air. When the humidity of the air is low, then the rate of evaporation is high, and when water evaporates more easily into the air. When the humidity of air is high, then the rate of evaporation is low and water evaporates very slowly. Now, the last is wind speed. The rate of evaporation of a liquid increases with increasing wind speed. When the speed of the wind increases, the particles of water vapors move away with the wind, decreasing the amount of water vapor in the surroundings. This increases the rate of evaporation of water. The washed wet clothes dry more quickly on a windy day because evaporation is faster due to the high speed of wind. Based on today's video, there is a worksheet for chapter 1, matter in our surrounding. Question 1, define following terms: latent heat of fusion, and latent heat of vaporization. Question 2, give reason for the following observations: naphthalene balls disappear with time without leaving any solid. Second part, we can get the smell of perfume sitting several meters away. Question 3, name any 3 sublime substances. Question 4, distinguish between evaporation and boiling. Question 5, discuss the factors which affect evaporation. So students, that's it for today. Here your chapter 1 ends. So solve these questions and write the answer in your notebook. I will check it later. Okay. Thank you.